everyone. My name is Lisa Marshall, and I wanted to take this opportunity to share with you just some updates about the Marshall family and to share some details of my untimely resignation from the School District of Lancaster after 23 years of service. My husband Andrew had a stroke on August 26, 2021. During the time that he was hospitalized, I attempted to telework for approximately 1 week until receiving a phone call from the HR generalist stating that telework was no longer an option per district policy. At that time, I was advised to complete the FMLA paperwork, utilize all my vacation and sick days, which were 11 and 4/600 weeks. In addition, I was presented with two options. During my extended leave of absence, I would need to either return to work or resign since the medical condition was not of my own. Not only was there no communication from the Human Resources Office, during my 11 and 4/600 weeks of extended leave of absence, I received phone calls from other employees who informed me that other leaders or staff members in the district were allowed to telework, even after the policy had been reinforced from the district. So if privileges can be extended for some and not all, how does that support our motto of together we can? So it was very frustrating to see him go through the pain and just the emotions. It was like a roller coaster some days. And on top of that, you still have to function as a wife, as a mother. So it was challenging. But by the grace of God, you know, we're getting better each day. And I don't take it for granted. When I wake up, he's still alive. And, he'll smile or laugh and he slowly return to himself. Through all that stressful times and such, I didn't get one phone call or greeting card or text message from our human resources. It was like I just disappeared. And that's how some of the staff members felt, because some didn't even know he had a stroke. The only contact that I received since his stroke on August 26 was an email correspondence from the talent specialist and the Human Resource Department on December 2nd with a title that stated tuition repayment. When I saw that, I opened the email, I read the correspondence, which stated that the specialist received my tendered resignation and wanted me to contact the office to make payment arrangements of $2,152.11 that I owed from a class that ended in June 2021. Now, it wasn't that I was not planning on making this payment. It wasn't a priority right now. My priority was Andrew and this family. The email contained a PDF of the contract language stating that anyone in leadership capacity that leaves the district within a 2-year period or before a 2-year period is responsible for paying the tuition back to the district. That I knew. They sent it anyway. But again, that was the only correspondence that I received since Andrew's stroke. So I did repay the tuition, but I also, during this time, shared with the specialist on a phone call that this was a slap in the face. You had enough time to send me an email to get the tuition repayment, but you couldn't send me a greeting card or even call me to see how my husband or I was doing during this time. That didn't make sense to me as an employee of 23 years. Surely I thought we could express some compassion or empathy for our employees in the district. I was wrong. So while we're on the topic of communication or lack thereof, and or celebrating other employees, I do want to say that this year was the first year that anyone took the time to celebrate my birthday in central office. I took a picture of it. I was just taken back and just so grateful that someone took the time to think of me. Um, those that are close to me, and those members of the leadership team, I did express to them that the holidays are a difficult time for me to celebrate because my father, I lost him years ago. He was very ill around Christmas time, and then he passed around 2 days after my birthday. He was buried. So it's hard for me to really celebrate my birthday, if I'm honest. But again, I took a picture of it. So it's stamped February 16th, 8:03 a.m. And you can see my office door was decorated. There were streamers and balloons, and then a little gift wrapped in tissue paper with a card next to it. So when I got home and opened the gift, it was a mug filled with candy. And then I opened the card. This was a picture of the card that I received. The card was a picture of a monkey hanging from a tree branch. Inside the card were the words, "Wishing you a very happy birthday," with a smiley face. Now, no one signed this card. There was no to or from written on the envelope. But the fact that I received a card with a picture of a monkey hanging from a tree. Whether someone thought that this was within good intentions or not, how can you tell me this is appropriate for a Black woman? So in spite of the way that I've been treated recently over the past months, and a forced resignation, my 23 years in the district have not been in vain. I had the opportunity to serve as a teacher, instructional coach, assistant principal at Wheatland Middle School, and as a coordinator of secondary STEM. I fostered great relationships, and as a woman of color, I did not take it lightly to be a leader and a role model for those students that looked like me. Now, everybody was my family. All my students, I told them, "You are my family. I just can't write you off on my taxes." But those relationships is something that I'll treasure in my heart. And when I see them in the community and see my students with their families and even watch their children go through the district and see them in the classes at the middle school and high school, it's a blessing that I had an opportunity to inspire and transform minds and, build some future leaders for our community. I thank you to the leaders, to the students, to the staff members, that took time out of your busy schedule each day to talk with me, to encourage me. I think I learned more from you all than what I was able to share. I can't get these 11 and 4600 weeks back to tell you in person, each and every one of you, how you've touched me. Those that reached out as you're finding out about my husband. Those that just came by the house to say hi. I thank you. I thank you to our children who just remind me that, Mommy, it's going to be all right. We're going to be all right. Because I had to tell them we don't have an income anymore. And we don't have benefits. I feel like I failed. But I'm reminded often that I have not. And this is a preparation for a new season in my life, because I do believe God has something better for me. And the word that I read says, touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. So I'm glad I had a chance to change the atmosphere in the School District of Lancaster for some. And I will treasure this time. And I certainly will continue to advocate for you. I understand some people are scared to speak out because there's bullying that exists and goes unchecked. I get it. Your love and your prayers mean more to me than anything. Please know that every opportunity you have to serve, to change the lives of the children in front of you, to keep encouraging them because they are our future leaders, do it. They're special. They may drive you crazy. They may challenge your spirit, but it's so worth it. You never know how you impact our students in this community. In spite of all this, our family is still standing, and I'm grateful that we're all alive. Things may be different for a little while, but know this, we are still standing in spite of everything. And so I encourage you to continue to be safe. Treasure those moments that you have right now, because it could change drastically the next day. But I wish you and yours a happy and safe holiday season. And I look forward to telling you about my next adventure soon. God bless.